When it comes to achieving meaningful growth, whether in business, personal development, or creative pursuits, there's one powerful force that often goes overlooked: momentum. At its core, momentum is about building consistency. It's the quiet, driving force propelling you smoothly forward, even when challenges arise or motivation dips. Understanding and harnessing the momentum principle can be the difference between fleeting sparks of progress and lasting exponential growth. Let's explore how momentum works, why consistency is its bedrock, and how you can tap into this principle to transform your goals into sustained achievements. Picture pushing a heavy boulder. The hardest part isn't keeping it rolling, it's getting it to move in the first place. At the beginning, the effort feels immense. Progress is slow, even discouraging. But with each push, something magical happens. The boulder gains a tiny bit of speed, and your efforts yield more movement. Eventually, the boulder rolls forward almost on its own. This is momentum in action. Momentum is simply the product of consistent, repeated actions over time. In science, it's mass times velocity, how much stuff is moving and how fast. Applied to our lives, momentum translates to a compounding effect. Actions, when repeated, build habits. Habits, over time, yield results that far exceed the sum of individual efforts. So, how exactly do you build momentum for growth? The key lies in small, regular actions. It's easy to think that major transformations require grand gestures or massive shifts. In reality, success is shaped by the tiny, often mundane things you do daily. Think of an athlete training every morning, a writer producing a single page each day, or a business making steady improvements to its product. Each action might seem insignificant in isolation, but together they create an unstoppable wave of progress. The first step in applying the momentum principle is to clarify your goals. What specific outcome are you aiming for? Vague ambitions don't generate energy. Clear, measurable goals provide direction and purpose. Once your goal is set, break it down into the smallest possible actions. Instead of setting out to become fit, commit to walking 10 minutes daily. Instead of writing a novel, aim for a paragraph each morning. These small steps matter because the brain is wired to resist change and conserve energy. When goals feel too big, overwhelm sets in, and inertia wins. Starting small removes the mental barriers, allowing you to take that crucial first step. Each time you follow through, you reinforce positive feedback loop. Achievement builds confidence. Confidence inspires further action, and action builds more momentum. But consistency isn't always glamorous. In fact, it's precisely when progress seems slow or invisible that consistency is most critical. Results don't show instantly. Often, breakthroughs appear only after a period of steady effort. Think of boiling water. It heats gradually with no visible change until suddenly bubbles form and energy transforms into steam. Growth follows this same pattern, with tipping points achieved only through persistent work. Discipline and routine are your allies here. If you tie your actions to existing habits, known as habit stacking, you increase your chances of sticking with them. Maybe you meditate right after brewing your morning coffee or review your business goals each evening before brushing your teeth. The easier and more automatic your actions become, the less mental energy you need to maintain momentum. Of course, distractions and setbacks are inevitable. The important thing isn't avoiding all failures, but learning to recover without losing your stride. When you miss a day, Resist the temptation to criticize yourself. Instead, focus on getting back to your pattern as quickly as possible. 2 missed days are harder to recover from than 1, so make it a rule. Never miss twice in a row. This resilience cements your consistency and keeps momentum alive. As your action compound, you'll notice something remarkable. Tasks that once felt effortful become easier, even enjoyable. Your boulder gathers speed. Opportunities appear that weren't visible before. Perhaps you find yourself writing more each day, or people start noticing your business improvements and offering valuable partnerships. Momentum, now in full swing, generates its own energy and progress accelerates. Another powerful aspect of the momentum principle is its ability to reinvent your identity. Consistent action doesn't just lead to external achievements, it also shapes how you see yourself. Each small victory reinforces the belief that you are someone who follows through, someone who grows. Identity change is the most lasting kind of change, and momentum is the engine that drives it. But momentum isn't static. It requires maintenance. In times of rapid progress, it's tempting to push harder and overcommit. Paradoxically, the secret to sustaining momentum is to avoid burnout. Regular rest and reflection are as important as action. Schedule breaks, celebrate milestones, and periodically assess your direction. This not only preserves your energy, but also ensures your efforts are aligned with evolving goals. Leverage accountability to supercharge momentum. Sharing your goals and progress with others creates a social incentive to stay on track. Whether it's a workout buddy, a mastermind group, or an online community, accountability partners help you weather obstacles and celebrate successes. Public commitments, like sharing your progress on social media, add another layer of motivation. Finally, remember that setbacks and plateaus are natural parts of any growth journey. When you hit a plateau, view it as a signal to review and refine your approach, rather than a cue to quit. Sometimes this means slightly increasing the challenge, adding 5 more minutes to your routine, or raising your business targets. Other times, it means changing tactics, revisiting your motivation, or seeking fresh inspiration. Throughout it all, stay focused on the process rather than the outcome. Enjoy the rhythm of consistent action. Progress comes not from sporadic bursts, but from steady, intentional steps. Trust that the law of compounding will do its work, even when the results are not immediately visible. To harness the momentum principle is to embrace patience and persistence. Growth is never linear, and big changes are often invisible until suddenly they're undeniable. With consistency as your guide and momentum as your companion, you can achieve more than you ever thought possible. Start small, stay steady, and let the power of momentum carry you forward.